Hi.
So I tried to troll Coach Ed so EAthePA, Erin texts me, says, I'm at the game with my dad. And I said, ask him if Kraftsov is playing. I said, don't tell him I said it. Just ask him if Kraftsov is playing. And then if he asks why, say that he's Mike's new favorite player. And you just heard his name. So she's like, I'm not falling for this. And I was like, no, I'm trolling Coach. I'm not trolling you. So she
Not
does
only
it.
didn't he play, he didn't even warm up and get scratched. They didn't even want him to warm up.
So
there was
Coach,
no question.
Coach apparently didn't fall for it because all she said was he said he doesn't see him and didn't question it. So you actually answered that question and didn't think it came from me.
No, yeah.
Erin asked you, is Kraftsov playing?
I was watching. Yeah, we were watching the warm up, and she said, "Is Kraftsov playing?" And I was looking. I said, "No, I don't see him. He's not playing."
He kind of looked at me like side eye, like, how does she know this person?
Yeah, exactly. There's got to be something there. Anyway, so you guys went to the game. You went for warm-ups. How was the warm-up, Erin?
It was great.
Yeah.
The best part of the night, besides them winning in overtime, was I found $20 on the floor and I got Dotson for my dad through security. So those were the highlights.
Mason Dots.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you could bring food in, but I was like, let me just try.
The jumbo box.
Oh, dots are so good. They stick to my teeth so bad though. They're really bad.
After we had the vegan burgers, he's like, I don't know.
No, Jess, that's a surprise. The surprise is going to be the
it's no longer a surprise. She just
we're good. We got to plug it. We
already saw a clip. Couldn't hear it. But we saw a clip of the food review on the Instagram. There was a song over it, so I couldn't hear what you were saying. I did not know that it was a vegan burger, but I'm very curious what you thought about a vegan burger.
It said simply vegan on the reel.
I mean, you think it was quick. It was fast. Instagram, 20 seconds and you're out.
Okay, I guys cut this part out.
I got the YouTube queued up. I'm ready to post it. So by the time you guys listen to this episode, you'll have the second edition of Coach Ed's food review.
I can't wait.
For the impossible vegan burger.
Double vegan burger.
Unreal.
Yeah, so he was saying, like, I don't know if I'm full from that because he's like, usually I'd be looking for a snack at this time. It was like going into the third period. It's like, or it could just be all the dots I just ate.
It's hilarious.
I was like, vegan food could be filling.
So what was your impression of the Garden overall? Was it underwhelming, the fan atmosphere?
Other than when they were scoring goals.
Yeah, I just feel like it usually is. I don't know. I think everyone expects a lot because you're like paying so much for the tickets that you're kind of just expecting a lot from the team. And if it's even a little underwhelming, their performance, I feel like everyone's kind of down. I don't know. Plus, everyone's coming from work and stuff. I feel like that's a factor. Like getting there is stressful and all that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like if there was more of a tailgating atmosphere or something like that, it would be a different story. But I think the Garden itself just have to do something different.
Yeah, but come playoff time, it's completely different. And I get it, playoffs are different, but like we're not having this conversation during the playoffs.
Yeah, but if you go to places like Minnesota, even like Columbus, you see on TV, like these places are going nuts the entire time.
And it's a Monday night, like I don't know.
There's also nothing to do in Columbus other than the Blue Jackets. So,
yeah, that's true too. I mean, you look at that. New York's got 6 sports teams going on at once.
Yeah, there's a lot of Rangers fans who would go crazy who don't go to the games because there's other things going on that they can do and they can watch the game while doing it.
It definitely has something to do with the price of the tickets as well. I mean, the cheapest ticket in the Garden's like $150. A casual fan can't necessarily afford that, plus beers, plus train ticket.
Is it $150 for the cheapest ticket?
I would say so, yeah, without a doubt.
Insane. That's insane.
Close to it, yeah.
Well, they got to pay Panarin somehow.
I mean, our season tickets are, I think, like we pay a little bit more for certain games, a little bit less, but they're averaging like 150, and we're up on the bridge.
Yeah, it's crazy. Get Panthers tickets for like $20.
Yeah, it's so.
Insane.
I mean, like, so think about it. You go pregame for a little bit. You get a $20 game to the Panthers, and you're going a little bit crazier in the stands, a little bit more rowdy. You're having a better time. Like Aaron said, guys are coming from work. They're still wearing suits. Half of them are still stressed out from like being a doctor all day or something. It's just like it's a no, I'm serious. It's a different atmosphere. You see guys dressed up at the Garden all the time. They come by themselves half the time. These guys are sitting there by themselves. Like how could you get excited like for a game like by yourself? Like I don't know.
I don't know. I used to like going to Mets games by myself though. Once in a while.
That's different. It's baseball. You sit there and you keep score, you relax. Like hockey, you're supposed to be up and down and cheering, and
you'd always see like these weird, I don't know who our fans are, but you'd see these guys sitting there with like headphones on, listening to the radio and like scoring the Mets game or whatever at the game. You don't see that at hockey games. So what do you do by yourself at a hockey game? I mean, you go and watch the game, but if you're going to watch it yourself, you just watch it on TV. I mean,
yeah. Well, the one guy last year, I remember had like a routine. He I had like ate the same thing every. Remember that bald guy that's at like
yeah. He
had like the same routine. He would leave at the same time, go get food, come back with a beer with food, and like he would just have like to the T and like
by himself drinking beer at the hockey game.
Eating double vegan burgers.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever, man. It's tough. It's a different world.
The only thing I'll sneak in a little preview of the review is I hope that my cardiologist never says that I can't eat meat anymore.
Okay. Well, I'm
assuming was sold out though, which is weird.
Sold
out, you said?
I mean, it's always sold out
last night, but there were so many empty seats. We were like, that's weird. And like, who would pay for their seats and not go?
Plenty of people.
It was crazy.
I went to a stand-up comedy show. Tickets were like over $100. There's like 4 empty. I'm in the front, maybe 10 rows back. There's like 4 empty seats next to me. People show up 30 minutes into the show, stayed for about 15 minutes and left. And I was like, what the hell did you even come for? Like,
yeah, what's the point?
And they like laughed once, I'm like, this is crazy. So yeah, people will buy tickets and not.
Oh wait, remember those people that showed up in like the end of the second period?
Yeah.
Or like it was early third period actually, I think. There's like these two fans that like they weren't Ranger fans. I don't even think they were like casual hockey fans. They were literally just coming to do something. And they showed up at like the beginning of the third period. I don't know if they were like sitting somewhere else for the start or like drinking at one of the clubs or something. I have no idea, but like they just showed up randomly. Didn't see them the entire game. So that was a bizarre situation. I think it has a lot to do with the price. I think that if they lowered the prices, which they're never going to do, I think you would get a lot rowdier and like younger fans. And
Ed, we didn't introduce the segment. We just talked about it. It's my fault. Introduce it.
This is our new segment, the Garden Adventures. So whenever we go to the game, we're gonna rate the atmosphere. Hopefully, get a food review.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, and I'll chime in when I go to games outside the Garden. I do plan to go to the Garden at some point this year. We
need someone to give us the exit strategy from the bridge. That's what we need.
What do you mean?
To get out of there. It's got to be a quick exit somewhere. Me and Aaron are walking through the halls, like trying to get out, and there's all these random doors, like people are opening and going out. We're like, where does that go? There's like all kinds of little secret stuff going on.
It's like the Chronicles of Narnia
behind this door, and like it's like a dragon behind the door.
It's like
the hole in 300. You just go out.
So, Aaron, you wore a jersey to the game?
No, I wore like my Rangers sweatshirt.
Coach, did you wear a Rangers dry fit tucked into jeans?
You got it.
No jerseys, huh?
With the quarters.
I'm waiting for my Schneids.
But I wore my Lundqvist Sweden hat, which was cool. No one complimented it, sadly. People used to when he played.
But people looked at it. I noticed. I saw a couple of people looking at it.
Looking at the hat or her?
Probably both.
Dude, you timed that right when I was taking a sip. Hilarious.
One thing that was great about the game, I thought it was Lindgren through the hip check, and it was Schneider. I jumped
Yeah, it
out of
was
my
Schneider,
seat.
yeah.
I'm like Lindy, and I saw when he turned around, I saw it was Schneider. I was going. I
We
was
call that
excited.
pulling a Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Well, that's what it is.
You pulled a Sam. No, from that view, it's probably harder to tell. But
So what else happened, Aaron? Anything good? Funny?
Mm.
Exciting?
Oh, we had like a little game of musical chairs going.
I couldn't find the seats.
I'm like, Dad, how many games have you been to? Why can't he's like, what section are we? I'm like, I don't know.
So we're
Yeah,
actually for the
going
first
to the wrong section. I'm like, oh my God. And then we like
For
literally sat in the
322.
wrong seats. That's how I got that good video though of the goal.
Oh yeah, I noticed that you guys were in the first row for that video. We're in 322, row 2.
we were
Yeah.
in row 1 for the first period, and it's a lot better view from row 1. Because there's nothing there's like nothing in front of you.
oh
looking
my
through-
God.
What? You're looking through the glass and it's right there.
You're
Well, we're
talking
in row
about
2.
row 2 and row 1. Like,
Of
not like row 20 and row 1.
Yeah.
of the bridge, not down low.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because if you're on the row 1 of the bridge, you're like on the glass. And then if you're on row 2, you're obviously behind that row. So it's kind of you see the people in front of you and it's a little annoying. And like the net that gets the pucks is in the view too. I feel like when you're in row 1, I didn't see the net as I didn't notice it as much.
Interesting.
Well, next
Yeah.
year I want to get a bar stool seat. So
Yeah, we tried to sit in those seats first, and then they came like instantly, the people, and we're like,
Just-
oh.
You
So
gotta
then
bring
we
like a
went
socket
instead.
wrench in. Quick, take it out. Take it home.
well, the bar
Um,
stools have like a little like table in front of you, so you get place for your beer, for food, whatever.
So
A
real
lot more
interesting,
space too.
real
Yeah.
interesting little fact that happened last night. So we're in those 2 seats, and then we go into our seats in the second period in between. And I'm looking at the ticket. I'm going, this is definitely it. And I asked the girl sitting there, this is 322, row 2. She goes, yeah. I go, well, someone's sitting here? She goes, yeah, there was a soda. She goes, there were 4 people sitting here. I go, well, these are our seats. So we sit there. They never came back. So we had to throw people out of our seat. Well, we didn't throw them out, but they obviously were squatting. Then this woman comes with her 8 or 10-year-old son and goes, is anybody sitting here? She goes, we were sitting down lower, but we wanted to come up here. I'm like, that's the first time anybody ever changed their seats to sit up higher.
Yeah.
But they were like underneath the blue seat area, and they had like the TV screens when you get the visual. You don't
Yeah.
get the vision of the whole ice.
Maybe they wanted an overhead view. Yeah, that is a little weird. So in some of the sections in row 1, because you're talking about row 1, there's like way less space for your knees when you're sitting, and there's really no souvenir space. So if you buy anything, like you can't put your stuff anywhere really. It was
Well,
like that.
You got to buy an extra seat when you go to the game.
No, I sat in row 1 of a section for the playoff game last year when I went to the Rangers Lightning game at the Garden, and it was horrible. I almost wanted to sit in row 2 because they had so much knee room. I felt like I was like up against this thing.
Yeah, you got the wall. Yeah.
And there was like a handicapped section right in front of me with like a big walkway. So it was like a wall that dropped down, but there was really no space in front of the seat. Was it like that in the bridge or no?
Ed's like,
Yeah,
yo,
it's not-
Corso, quick, break my leg so I can sit in the handicap.
No, imagine me being uncomfortable. Imagine him.
Yeah.
Imagine him. He's sitting there like,
Well, Erin said that.
Chair.
Erin had her winter coat. We had our food. You couldn't even move.
Yeah, it's a little tough up there.
You're like
That's what
sitting
we were
there.
gonna
You're
have.
trying to eat. Your elbows are in, and you got to get your drink. And
Yeah, I had my bag too with my computer in it from school, and I was just like, this is a real nightmare.
and you're gonna spill a beer on your laptop or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't
Or
eat in
on
those seats.
someone, and like I just can't. It's very stressful. So then you eat so fast because you're like, I just don't want this food to be here anymore.
Yeah, I just need to get through this.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you do what you did. You go in between periods and eat out in the hallway or something.
Yeah, I like eating
Yeah.
at the tables up there. That's why we need the bar stool seat next year for sure.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, it sounds like it was a good time. I'm sure there's more funny things you can think of, but you can't think of right now, or can you?
We'll come up with something.
Any coach Ed
Oh,
can you troll him a little
I
bit?
heard your dad was like 10 for 10 on the trivia or something like that.
Oh yeah, my dad answered all the right questions. There was like some random guy answering questions for money, and he won $1,000. And my dad knew every single question. I was like, "What the hell? You should be up there."
They don't
Well,
pick
yeah,
anybody
I don't
up
have
on
a
the bridge.
choice to go up there.
Too bad he's not that good on this podcast on the trivia. It's unfortunate.
I don't know what the questions were. I can't remember.
The trivia at the game is so easy.
I know the
though.
Who has the most goals in Rangers history?
No,
it's not even that. It's like
It was all current questions. Like they had
yeah,
a question. One answer was Schneider. What defenseman scored 4 goals in the last
yeah.
10 games
It's
or
all it's like
whatever?
current event
It
questions.
was all current things. What U.S. born Ranger was leading the team in goals this year? It was Chris Kreider. It was all like simple kind of deduction questions.
So you
Right,
do
yeah.
remember the question.
Well, I don't remember all 4 of them, but they were fairly
Panarin
simple.
was one of the answers.
So it was 10.
It was 4
No, it
questions.
was like
He's up there
maybe
like Roger
4.
Bear. Roger Bear.
Brian
Yeah.
Leach, Roger Bear,
Ryan Leach, Roger.
Mark Messier.
So yeah, we'll get this in the banter.
And I ran into someone from PA school, which is so weird. Like when you run into someone there, it's like, how did this happen? That's 1 in 80,000 people or something.
18,000.
I thought it was 80.
That's a lot.
Oh my god.
That's a lot.
But
At a football
still.
game, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I hate that. It's like how many things had to happen for us to run into each other right now.
Yeah, she was up by you guys.
Well, but yeah, on the Chase Bridge. And for the longest, I was like, I remember his first name. I can't remember. And I don't think he remembered my name because he introduced me to his girlfriend. And he was like, oh, this is my girlfriend, so and so. And I was just like, hey. And I didn't say my name. I was like, I'm leaving this out.
Yeah, leaving this up for grabs.
But
did you give out any
other
good
than
stickers? Any listeners? I don't know if I got any followers last night.
no, we dropped the ball on that. I did the reel, but I dropped the sticker ball.
We definitely know Coach Ed didn't.
Unbelievable.
Wait, Vegan Beyond didn't follow you?
No.
Any
Simply
Jackie Redmond
vegan.
sightings or no?
Simply
She wasn't there.
Vegan.
No, Toronto's Thursday. She'll probably be there for that game. Don't we have the Toronto game?
This guy
Mikey
does.
No, I said I wanted the Toronto game in the beginning of the season. What do you mean this guy does?
I think we took the
Oh my
Devils
God, he's
game
upset.
instead.
Oh man, that's bullshit.
What a bad choice. Mistakes were made.
I do like the
Um,
Chase Bridge though overall, and I like that the bathrooms are close and it's more of like a private bathroom. It's not like a huge one where everyone's using it. It's like a few stalls. That was nice. So there wasn't a long line.
That's good.
Some benefits.
It's a lot easier to get beverages up there.
Oh yeah.
But all the good
Yeah, it's more
food's down.
private, I felt like.
Yeah.
Which we also thought maybe that's why it didn't seem as loud. Like besides the fact that people weren't being that loud, you kind of feel like with the glass you're in like a cave. I don't know if you guys feel like that.
Could be a
Yeah.
good point. I'm sure you don't hear the rest of the crowd as much as you would not being in there. I can see that.
You're far away
Right.
from everybody too.
You think it affects the sound of the crowd from where you are?
Not to the point where like, oh my God, the crowd's so much louder, but I could see it making a difference.
Interesting. Well, thanks for joining us, EA the PA. We got to have you back on soon, but the Rangers.
Oh wait, Jess, tell him what you said when Igor made that save.
Oh, when he pulled his groin, well, we thought he did.
Yeah. Aaron, the first thing Aaron said is he definitely pulled his groin on that play when he made that save and he like shot his leg out to the right.
The puck like deflected back.
It was
off
like
the
the puck
skate or
was like
something.
crawling and he just like kicked it out. But you said at the same time, Dad. We both looked at each other like, oh,
That's
he
the
seemed
move.
fine. He got up a little slow, but I guess he was fine.
They said it on the broadcast too. They're like, I don't know, he didn't pull his groin or something like that. So
great. I'm turning into Sam Rosen.
It seems that way.
Yeah, it was exciting though. Definitely an exciting game. When the first 2 goals happened, I was like, oh no. I'm the bad luck charm, but then they really
What-
pulled it out.
When they got those 2 goals in 7 seconds, the Garden did go pretty crazy at that point. It was good.
Yeah, there's no doubt that they go nuts when they score. But other than that, it's pretty dead. And like, I don't know. Like I said last episode, those cheesy things like in between whistles that they do, they just don't work. The crowd doesn't get into it at all.
I mean, Schneider throws that hip check. I like jumped out of my seat. No one else like even acknowledged it.
Yeah.
They are
Like that
definitely the
nor-
loudest one there.
That normally would get like the crowd going, like a big hit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nada.
And we made our train at the end of the night, which was important. And it's
Oh, yeah.
sad that we're like so stressed about that. But
You made it even with overtime?
yeah, the game went fast, I felt like.
Wow.
Isn't it usually early at we went it was
No.
9:56. I thought it was like 9:40 something.
The train's always at 9:56. I don't know what it was. Aaron said the same thing last night. I was like, I don't know. I don't understand how the game's almost over. It was like
Because usually we're
9:20.
in crunch time. Yeah, usually we're in crunch time.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Well, we know when meeting, trying to catch the train, usually I got to go to the bathroom and I miss Joe Micheletti heading home. So, anyway, all right. Thanks, EAthePA, for joining us.
If we missed the train, we were calling you to pick us up in Baldwin because we weren't waiting an hour.
Maybe.
He was asleep.
Mike was passed out right away after that game for sure. All right. Thanks, EAthePA, for joining us. Hate to kick you out.
And
Love you guys. Bye.
love you.
Love you.
Love you.